What's this? Alright guys, I'm going to be researching for a new show, but what I wanted to tell you is that there's a new episode out today. You'll see my cat as well today. There she is. Look at her. Loving life. Got a new jumper. Feeling like a Bond villain. Got the swivel chair, got the cat. Got a collection of dead animals as well. Nah, she's not big enough to turn into a microwave. Plus I know that it'd piss my girlfriend off if I did make something out of one of our pets. Even if it died naturally. Or I got hit by a car, you know. Either way, it would upset her. So I couldn't really get away with it. What are you doing here? She's loving this though, aren't you? Yeah, the cat rests. What's going on, Munch? Look at the people. Oh, look at that, giving you a little wave. Hey. Fucking loads of, there's new gear on the website, guys. There's necklaces, there's a new shirt, a new canvas, new Rat People canvas. It's a she's called Munch. I wanted to call her Chicken, but I wasn't allowed, because apparently that's a stupid name. I'll save that for a child. You gonna bite me? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it turns out a lot of cats look like her. What was weird though, all of her brothers and sisters were jet black. She was the only one to have like colours, tabby colours. Everything looks like you, doesn't it, Munch? Oh. She's proper soft though, really nice to touch. You're dark. She keeps lying down more. There you go, you can see her more now. She's not a puppet, I promise. She's real. And she's alive anyway. Obviously it's real. All the animals I use are real, but this one's very much alive. Oh, munch. No one's really talking though, are they? Is it because I'm wearing this tie-dye hoodie? Which just looks... It doesn't look how it looks in real life on there, but it's fucking well comfy. Saves on heating bills and everything, this. You alright, right? Psst, psst. Have a look up here, munch. Got me cat meat. Yeah, mate, got a cat and a dog. I'm trying to get people to go and listen to the new episode of Truth Seeking. It's just released every Monday. Oh. Yeah, man. I don't know what to do. What this week's show's gonna be about either. Got to work that out and sit and have a read. What do you reckon it should be, man? Oh, nice one, right. Let us know what you think of it, mate. No idea about that. I don't know anything about it, so it'd be interesting to see where my head goes. Yeah, man, because of her, we have to put the taxidermy in. You're right, man. We have to put the taxidermy that we have in glass domes because she grabs it and goes and puts it in the dog's water bowl. If we leave it out, drowns them, don't you? Yes. He's getting spooked. A little bit like the son out of John Wick. I think that's a new person. Let's have a look what he looks like. Oh yeah. Yeah, people have said I look like him before, but not from John Wick. Just from something else that he's in. But yeah, I've been told I look like him before. I'm going to screenshot that, mate. There you go. I'll use that as a quote of the day. Isomov. Yosef Tarasov. Yeah, mate. Yeah, I can show you a picture in here. You can see the videos on my profile, one of the newer stuff. But this made this. I quite like this. It's called Dainty Duck. So it's a duckling's body, mouse tails, his legs, mounted on crystal. There's some different bits of toys. Yeah, my normally views have dropped down on the videos. I'm not sure why. So I don't know what to make of that. But new ball flicker as well that I listed. Oh, wrong way. There you go. See his beak there. What else? Got these little wrigglers. A couple new wrigglers. There's fake candy canes made out of mouse tails. There's quite a few new bits, man. There's always new stuff, mate, always. You have to start giving us a search, mate, and coming and looking for it if it's not showing it, if you can remember it, if you're asked about seeing it. But yeah, there's always new stuff, man. I've put, I've managed to just crash my tablet. It is CX. Let's see the candy canes. I haven't got any here, but I can show you them. Oh, I can show you them on here, on my Facebook. My Facebook page has gone viral as well, guys, because people can see my outline again. So they're sharing it around, going, yeah, look at this, which is a bit weird. Very flattering, don't get me wrong, it is very flattering. But you wanna see a Jesus trick. So you got my finger there, right? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go. See, nothing. You see there's no finger, and then you're gonna pop it back on, and then you apply a little bit of Jesus magic where you say abracadabra, speaking to me mum, me dad didn't ram you, because virgin birth and all that, and then look at that, it comes back. I don't know any other Jesus tricks, to be honest. There you go, here's the candy canes though. Made out of mouse tails. I can't get the video to play though. But you can see them there. You were gonna terror me, oh mate, you couldn't. I don't think you could, mate. I don't really have that fucking bit in my head. Not to sound like big-headed, like, oh, you couldn't upset me, you probably couldn't. Let me show you what I do, mate. Let me show you what I do for a job. Give us a sec. I make things like this, mate. There's a bobblehead duck on a duckling's head on a spring. I got a giveaway going on for these as well on my Instagram page. If you go and find the post about it, you could win one. What else? Well, have a look on my page. CX, go and have a quick look on my page at what I do, what I make, and then come back and let me know what you think of them. You got bits like this, mate. I made a rabbit into a toaster. So there's all sorts of bits, you know. You can't terror me for looking like Jesus, mate. I couldn't give a fuck, mate. The hair's not a fashion statement. The hair's purely out of laziness. Yeah, man. There's a real rabbit. Real toaster as well. I removed the wire though when I sold it because I didn't want someone to come back stoned or pissed and burn their house down, trying to show off to some girl they've just met in the pub or some lad they've just met in the pub, being like, oh yeah, look at this toaster here. No, your mum. I'm not gonna do that, mate. I do personalised videos though on my website, £7.50, mate, and I'll do them a little birthday message, mate. You know, I might as well. I've got to try and make money in it. This is my job, man. Look at you. Oh, you going? Oh, is that enough, Munch? You've had enough. Let me cat sit on my knee for ages. Hello, do you want to come back? Oh, fucking. Crystal. About 5 years. Been doing it for about 5 years now. If you want to learn more about how I started and learn a little bit more about me, I was on a podcast recently called Cack Talk, where they interviewed me and asked me a load of stuff about it. I've also been on 60-second docs talking about my work as well, which was mad because they've got millions of people looking at the stuff. Millions of people haven't looked at my video on there, like, but you know, well, you can't really do out about that. Would have been nice if they did, but it's not the end of the world. Maybe in time. Maybe you'll be the reason that loads of people go and look at it, mate. Maybe you'll go there, copy the link and spread it all over the internet. Go, look at this guy, it's fucking mad, innit? Look how good this stuff is. Look at this half rat, half man thing he's made and keeps making. Like these. You've got an apron made out of mouse. And a barbecue made out of mice. Yeah, exactly, mate. You never know. That would be nice. It would be nice. But what are you up to anyway? If you can, throw a couple likes on my page, on this and that, you know. And when you see my videos, keep tapping. My creative process. What does that mean? Is that how I make stuff or how I come up with ideas? I don't know what that means. Oh, how I come up with ideas and do it. I just look at the stuff that I see in my head and then think, I'll make that. I know that sounds stupid, but there's nothing deep to it, man. There's nothing big about it. There's nothing clever about what I do. I just like making stuff out of rats. I like cutting them up. I like peeling the skin off. I like scraping the skin down, and I like turning them into funny things. Everything about it I enjoy. So and then I hope I like, the idea is I want to make stuff that I think I would laugh at. It's things that I would find funny. The sort of things that I would have been looking at on the internet when I was about 10. You know, and you find all the weird websites and you're like, oh, this is mad. And you're Googling weird shit just to see what comes up. I'm hoping that I can make stuff that I would have enjoyed and I would have wanted to find then. And there seems to be. Oh, thank you. The alarmed mink. If you can, guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel as well, because I'd really like to start getting. I'll be dead honest with you. I want to start getting money from YouTube views. So, and I've just been able to sign up for money on Facebook for Facebook views and adverts on Facebook. So we'll see when that happens. But you know, this is an extra little way for me to earn a couple of quid. But it would, so subscribe to the YouTube. There's other videos on the YouTube. Possibly there's longer videos as well on YouTube, all different ones. You can get access to the podcast as well on YouTube, half the podcast anyway. Because I can't figure out how to upload Truth Seeking to my YouTube, which is annoying. But I'm glad you like the rabbit toaster. I like the rabbit toaster. I've had the rabbit toaster turned into a cartoon by an artist called Celia the Great, and it's now on t-shirts and mugs and stuff like that as well. It's everywhere. Absolutely. Everywhere. It's everywhere you go. Always take the toaster with you. Everywhere you go. Always take your toaster with you. But yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. I mean, everything can be a submarine once, can't it? Your mum's moot. But, is it your mum's moot or your mum's mot? As in the person that shags your mum. I am imagining it's your mum's mot. Your mum's mot, everything can be a submarine once. Just like everything can be edible once. You know, I wouldn't use it. It's like a toy submarine. It's like a faux submarine because it's made of fur. You don't really want to get it wet, to be honest with you. A lot like your mum. You don't want to be the one who gets your mum wet. Do you know what I mean? Just in the same way you don't want to get your rat submarine wet, because it'll ruin it. It'll ruin the relationship you have with your mum, and it will ruin the relationship you have with the submarine, because you'll have to throw it away because it'll be soggy and rank. Kind of like how your sort of mental health would be if you did manage to sort of mock your mother. So, but weird point. This is a weird point for people to join the stream where I'm giving you advice on how to not shag your own mum. But if you like this sort of advice, try the podcast, because I do offer 10 tips a week for various different problems, like how to make your postman like you, how to convince people you're a bus driver when you're not actually a bus driver, how to be a better father, how to make money, how to make friends, how to convince people you're the world-renowned coarse fisherman Neil Lethbrook. Sharon's about that big, about a foot, maybe a bit more, by maybe about that much at the widest point at the bottom. If you imagine half the length of a rat, plus, it's a little bit taller than your average ruler, I'd say. I think, off the top of my head. Yeah, about from sort of here, by about there, so about that big. I'll put it next to my head, you can imagine. If that helps. You don't know how big my head is though. I don't have anything, like there's a pen. So from the bottom of the pen, I would say about here. Well, thanks you mum. I'll see you in a bit, Mott. Thank you, Crystal. I plan to. Go and give the podcast a try, like you say. Let me know what you think about them as well, man. Let me know what you think. That's the important bit, man. Listen to them, but come and tell me what you think of them. And tell other people if you think they're decent. Tell other people if you think they're shit. Because that might make them listen to them, because that person might not respect your opinion and want to differ themselves from you and distance themselves further away from you. So you telling people that my stuff's shit might make them go, well, if you think it's shit, I might like it. Because secretly, I don't like you. And if they do like you and you say, oh, it's dead good, they might be like, you know what, I'll give it a listen then, because I trust you. I trust your judgment. Just as an idea, you know. Dear Sam, I don't think you do, mate. If you do remember that, I don't remember that. I don't think I've ever done community service. I'll be dead honest, there are a couple of years, well, a year, let's say, where I know for a fact I don't remember most of my life, but I don't think I was ever on community service. But how are you doing anyway, mate? I'll pretend that we know each other. How's your mum doing? She still got the old Go and like my new video as well, guys. Go and like and share my new video, because for whatever reason doesn't seem to be getting seen or any likes, and I don't get why. So if you can, just dead quick, what's the top tips for the week? That's what my job is today. Monday I write the shows for Wednesday. Top tips. I don't know what my hair's hour is going to be yet. I can tell you what last week's hair's hour was though, what I did for last week's radio show. Give me a second. I'll read you some from that you wouldn't have heard yet, because it's only been out on the radio. It's not gone out as a podcast yet. it won't go out as a podcast for about a month or so. About 5 years, Mary. Oh, here we go. So this week's top tips, because it's still from Wednesday, I guess, was here's how to make your neighbour think there's a local fox problem. Buy some cheap Bluetooth capable phones and better quality Bluetooth speakers. Set them up around the gardens of neighbours you've watched to learn, if they sleep with the bedroom windows open and that. And then park outside their house or otherwise within range of the speakers that you've placed around the gardens and play a compilation of fox sounds through the speakers. Have each phone set at different volumes and vary it nightly. Get in touch with your local cat sanctuary and ask if you may purchase some of the dead cats. If they say yes, take them home and on a wipeable surface, remove parts of the cat, the face, maybe a few feet, take a few chunks out of cats and all, the distinguishing features, you know what I mean? Then leave them on the path outside your own house. This will make some people believe that the cats have been mauled by some sort of creature. After a week or so, up your game a little bit and place a dissected cat across a couple gardens. Watch out for doorbell cameras though, because the last thing you want is for people to know they don't actually have a local fox problem. Tell your neighbours that you saw a couple of foxes the other night. Leave lots of wet cat food and old meat around to attract scavenging species. If people start to see loads of rats and hedgehogs knocking about, they're bound to be susceptible to the belief of there being a local problem with wild foxes too. Buy a chicken coop, then get in touch with the local news saying that you've bought 8 chickens in the past month and someone's either coming and brutally attacking your chickens or that there's a serious fox problem in the area. Hopefully, they'll run the story and people will start to think that foxes are terrorising the gardens. Set up a community group called Citizens Against Foxes, etc. But abbreviate all of your marketing materials. When people start to turn up, give them handouts that you've been working on and a cup of tea. Insist on charging for the drink to cover the costs of running the group for the people that are unable to pay themselves, insisting that you're a community-driven enterprise and that you're hoping to make big changes in the area. Have a donation box and all in case anyone would like to pitch in towards printing more of your reading material geared towards the extinction of the common fox. Vulpes vulpes. Linger in people's driveways. Make sure to bring yourself a hot flask with you as nights, even summer nights, can get cold. Tell people that you've heard rumours of foxes in the area and you're happy to take the night in shifts and you'll do the first 5 hours as long as they come and relieve you at 4 a.m. Tell them not to worry about remembering as you'll probably be more than happy to go inside for the warmth at that point. Remember to ask them though if they'll keep their eating on so that when your shift is over you can go in and relax in the warmth. Go through people's bins and document what they dispose of. Grade the waste from 1 to 5, 1 being uninteresting to foxes, 5 being of huge significant interest to foxes. Grade every item in the wheelie bin. If their collective score is higher than a 20, issue them with a warning in the form of a letter detailing the things that you found in their bin, informing them that the fox problem is only going to get worse if they continue to act in this manner, and that you'll be back the night before bin day to check they've made the appropriate changes. Warn them that the foxes don't care if the bin lid is shut or open, and neither do I. Go out in the countryside and take some samples of fox excrement. Bring it home for analysis. Record yourself testing it and post your experiments to the local community social media pages. Tell them all the associated dangers of fox excrement and explain to them how you keep finding it in your garden. And when they find the person who's responsible for repeatedly putting it in your garden, you're going to take legal action. This will undoubtedly make people tell you that it's probably come from a fox. People will be more likely to believe that there's a serious fox epidemic if there are other people saying that it's probably from a fox, rather than simply hearing you say it on your stream. Refuse to believe them. You need them all to try to convince you constantly, all the time, because that will make other people believe it must be from an actual fox. Otherwise, where could it have come from? Photoshop foxes into photographs of the local area, and alongside them, Photoshop another image of a similar fox carrying a local child off in its teeth. Turn these into posters and caption them like a wanted poster, but instead of reading wanted, it reads not here. And that's the end of this week's Here's How. So that was the Here's How that went out on the radio. Do you want to cuddle again? Come in. Come on. You like the jumper? Yeah, you happy? You want to sit there? Is that what you're after, or do you want to sit behind my head? So that's the here's how about how to convince people there's a local fox problem in your area. You'll see me cat's arsehole. So I'll be writing this week's here's how and researching something called the electric universe theory. That's my plan anyway. So I'm going to probably end the stream at midday and then crack on with that. Nah, I'm not Daryl because my missus would kill me. Now she's shoving her ass in my face. Oh, thank you, she's sat down now. Oh no. Well, sort of perched. Sat on the mouse of the computer. Oi! Move! Move! Dickhead. Move. Shift. What did you think then? What did you think of how to tell people there's a problem with foxes? She likes them. She likes all animals though. It doesn't really matter what it is, apart from spiders and flies. But not many people like flies, and a lot of girls seem to be scared of spiders. So, what sort of stance would you do when you linger in someone's driveway? Oh, I'd have a fold-up chair, mate. I'm lingering in comfort. I'm not just standing around like I'm waiting for a bus. You know, I'm taking a fold-out chair with a drinks holder in the side, and I'm knocking on that door asking for a hot drink. Just, hiya. I was wondering, could you fill this up for us? I'm just sitting in your garden looking for foxes. What are they gonna say? No one would know how to respond to that. No one. What can they say to that? Okay, no, you're not. Fucking get out my garden. You know, like, but I'm looking for foxes. I'm trying to make sure there's no foxes around. I've heard there's a fox problem in the area, and I'm pretty sure I've pinned it down to your garden. I don't give a shit if you pinned it down to my garden. Honestly, couldn't give a fuck. What do you mean you've pinned it down to my garden? I heard you was at Dave's the other day saying you've pinned it down to his garden. I was like, well, look mate, I thought it was in Dave's, but I'm pretty sure they come to your garden now. I think I've scared them off from Dave's garden, and now I think they hang around in your garden. And if I think they hang around in Tina's garden in a few days' time, I'll be in Tina's garden until I get the fucking foxes. That's what I'll be doing, and I'll be here with my fold-out chair and my empty cup asking Tina for a brew. And you know what? Tina will fucking give me a brew and all, because Tina's actually quite nice. So is Dave. Dave gave me a brew without even asking. He even came and sat out here from 3:30 with me, saying if I want to swap shifts, I could swap shifts half an hour early. He said, bed's warm, jump in. But you're not doing this. Dave never said that. Dave told me you kept hammering on the door at 4 a.m. and he just told you to fuck off out the window. Didn't he throw a bucket of cold water on you? What are you on about? No, he never. You let me in his house and I slept in his bed where it was warm. What are you on about, you? That's the stance I would take. I'd take the very serious stance of this has to happen. Oh yeah, you want to wear PPE for everything, mate. PPE for everything. Tesco's, nip into the post office, driving to work, PPE everywhere. I think it's mad that everyone else doesn't wear motorcycle helmets while they're driving around in a car. Do you know what I mean? Mental. Steel toe cap boots as well for when you're routing through the bins, especially if you need to climb in there. You know, if you think you're going to get caught and it's kind of an empty bin. Because you don't want to pour it all out on the ground because it's just going to encourage foxes. What you want to do is you want to rummage around in there, but if it's only like a foot to 6 inches to a foot deep of rubbish, what you want to do is jump in the bin If it's your average wheelie bin, not the skinny ones, you'd be uncomfortable. Just enough so you can jump in and then crouch down and organise it all. Scoot it all with your feet towards the front, rummage over it, and then just drop it down your back when you've looked at it like that, and keep tallying away. 1 to 5, or this is a 3. Or used condoms, that'll be a 5 for a fox's interest. Oh, look at this, an empty box of tampons, that'll be a 1. Foxes aren't interested in menstruation. And you carry on like that. You do what you've got to do. Albeit though, then you could, if you wanted to be a dickhead, you could send a separate strongly worded letter to your neighbour saying, how come you're putting cardboard boxes in the bin with empty condoms, with full condoms? Well, used condoms. No one's using full condoms unless you're trying to do weird things to a horse or like a large mammal. But still, the point remains, they shouldn't be in the same bin together. So if you wanted to, you could send a letter about that as well. But that's a separate issue. You're here for the foxes. You're right, shite. Do with the coffee, really. I don't know the reference, but this is how it feels to chew 5 gum. Well, what do you want? I don't know what that is. Aye. This is how it feels to chew 5 gum. This is how it feels to chew 5 gum. Someone's trying to join the live, but I don't want to accept it. I'm not in the mood. Not in the mood at all. Not at all. So, go to the newest video, guys. Give it a like. Leave a little comment on there. Share it to your Instagram stories. Really, it'll help me out a bit. Because my videos aren't getting seen by people, which is disheartening. I've rehashed a fan favourite video. I might always use... Excuse me. Well, I imagine it just upsets your neighbours to no end, so... If you get caught by a Ring doorbell when dropping dead foxes off in the garden, and they're gonna know there's not a fox problem in the area. They're gonna know there's a you problem in the area, and that's not what you're after. You don't want them to know that you're the issue. You want them to think it's foxes causing it. Because if you can start to blame foxes for it, you can start to blame foxes for more things, and then you can up your game. You can start doing other weird shit and blame other things for it. And people will just think this is a really fucking weird place to live all of a sudden. And that's the dream, really, innit? Make everywhere sort of nightmarish. But not nightmarish as in evil, just nightmarish as in I don't know what's going on here. I'm uncomfortable. But not scared, just uncomfortable. Like you're teetering on the edge of a cliff. You're not scared of the cliff, you're scared of falling off the cliff. But you're not scared of the cliff. So you're not scared of where you live, but you're scared of what you live. Where you live is turning into. So you're always on edge. And that's the dream of any budding entrepreneur or media person. Everyone just wants fear. Fear's the best way to sell things. Fear's the best way to make a change in the world. And the change in the world that I wanted to bring about on Wednesday during my radio show was convincing people that there's a big change in the local area in the sense of there's a shitload of foxes knocking about. I'm not telling you what you should do with the foxes. I just want people worried that there's foxes. Just be like, oh shit, foxes exist. I think some people forget, don't they? Some people forget about foxes. They're like, oh, foxes are, just them things you see in the countryside. But they're not. They're everywhere. Foxes are everywhere. Right now, you're probably less than a mile away from a fox right now. That's terrifying me. One of the apex predators of the UK. Less than a mile away from you at any given time, no matter where you are in the country. People should be aware. And if you're always less than 1 mile away, that means you're probably less than 3/4 of a mile away from at least 2 foxes, if we're going to use statistics liberally. Which, I say statistics, the numbers that I've made up in my head. But, fear the fox. But yeah, that's what happens. See what I mean? If you enjoy these ramblings, you'll really like the podcast. You see how it's really difficult for me to answer a single question. Cat's wigging me out, mate. He just keeps running round. Yeah, innit, just sneaking in. Just a group of them, all like that on the hind legs, clicking the fingers as they come through the house, screaming. Like foxes do, you know, and fucking rummaging through the bin. I got a bin there. It's a trap for them, you see. From where? Mostly from pet shops, mate. They sell frozen ones in pet shops. Some of them come from other taxidermists, like old taxidermy gear. I've tried to get stuff from the cat sanctuary, they won't let me. I've tried a few cat sanctuaries, they don't take me seriously, which is a shame, because I would like to make some stuff out of cats. Other stuff Colo comes from pest controls and estate managers, like the foxes. I might save this live, you know, post it to places. People can't see the comments, but fuck it. If you are watching this on repeat somewhere, leave a comment beneath now if you've made it this far through the stream, through the thing. No, I've got to do it. Anyway, I'm going to go, guys, because it's fucking 12 o'clock and I need to research for the radio show, for the podcast and that. So give the podcast a try. There's a new episode of Truth Seeking out all about ARGs and mass shootings. No, man, I don't want roadkill ones. They're all flattened to the ground and gooey. It ruins the skin. I just buy dead ones from pet shops. They sell bags of them. Sam Cook, you weren't even following me till now. That's mad, mate. Go and have a look at what I make, Sam. Go and have a little nosy, mate. Fucking watch the newest video and that. Share the videos around and share the podcast around. There'll be another giveaway when I get 70,000 followers, so I'll see you in a bit, guys.